Now I'm gonna go and click on the create new process and give a process a name, let's say YouTube. I'll keep the language as VB and hit create. I don't want to use any template like this one from here. I'd like to go with something simple. Let's open the main.xml file and start a development. So here we do have two options. We can either start with creating the skip ad commercial, which we do have here, or by the one which we are weighting the total duration of the video. Now this is really up to you. For me, I'm gonna start with the part where we're gonna wait for this video to finish. So I'm gonna go and minimize Chrome and use the recording web because we like to record a web application. I'm gonna skip the ad and hit on replay and open the browser. I like to open the browser. With this particular video, I confirm that this is the URL. Now I'm gonna go with this URL hard-coded, but later on we will modify to receive it from any other source. So the first step has been done, and then we need to retrieve these two values, the current time of the video and the total time. So let's do that. I'm gonna go and copy text. Actually, I think I should wait and skip this commercial. Copy text. Copy text. I think we have a behavior, so I need to pause and then use the copy text. I'm going to select the current time and then the total time, and I will need to wait until it will be different from the total time. And we can do the next step, which will be potentially the click on the replay button. So let's do that. Click, and I have selected the replay button here. I don't want to indicate an anchor, and I should be ready to go, so save and exit. Now, the first thing which I recommend to do every time when you're using recording the desktop and web is to make sure that these selectors, they have been generated correctly. So let's start to do that. I'm gonna go and edit selector with the first one. And this one is the current time. Actually, let's change the display name, get current time. And this one is the total time. And let's go here. So I'm gonna go and edit selector. And as you can see, this element was unable to be found. Now, I let you to guess what's the reason. Well, in case you didn't, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So the reason is because of this attribute. The value of AA name, it's the current time of the video. Now this one is constantly changing. So as long as we are waiting, this value is constantly changing. So it's definitely not an element which I'm gonna do my selection based on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the repair feature. Click on repair. Hit F2 because I like to make the Chrome visible. And now I need to click on this element again. I receive a message that the selector has been done correctly. And in this case, UiPath, it's using the index. Now we know already that using index is not something reliable, and especially this number, which for me, it looks typically random. So what I'll do, I'm gonna open in UiPath Explorer and try to find a better selector for this case. Have a look here in the right side of the list of available attributes. So definitely I'm not gonna change this one. I will check probably this class. So the value of this class, it's time current. Now we are looking to the current time of the video, so it seems to be reasonable. Now, do we have enough information? I think yes. So I'm gonna make an assumption that this selector is robust. I'm gonna highlight, and the element is highlighted correctly. Hit OK. Go on the next element, check the edit selector, and I have the same thing. Now in this case, the element has been found. Can you know the reason? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Well, the reason is because the total length of the video, it's not changed for the current video. Now, if you go and hit on the next, well, we do have a commercial here. Let's go on the next element. Activate UiPath. Click on validate. This is a behavior and actually a bug from the UiPath. I'm going to need to close and click on the edit selector. Right now, it has not been found because the duration is different. So what you need to do, I try to repair the same method. Now I recommend to use this method every time and actually as an order. And the way how it was fixed, it's using again the index. I'm going to do the next step, which will open in UiPath Explorer and try to find other attributes which will be more reliable. Now I can use the class again. Previously I had time current and now I have time duration. It seems very reasonable to use this class. I'm gonna click on the save and make sure the selector is reliable, and it is, and confirm it OK. Great. Now let's take the next one, which finding the replay element. We do the same thing, edit selector. Now in this case, the element has been found, but let's have a look to the CSS selector that it's used. So it's something which we will not read because we don't care, but there is an index 4 here. Now this 4 again, it's a hint which it gives me an indication that this is not a robust selector. So what I'll do, I'm going to try to use the same approach. Now I cannot use the repair because the element is still valid, and actually if you highlight, the element is still here. Let's try to open in UiPath Explorer. Maybe we could build another selector robust enough. But by the way, this element, it's the pause right now, so it's not the replay. So it seems YouTube, it's using the same visual element, but it's changing the behavior and the icon. Now this one is something tricky because I would like to find the replay and not the pause element. And as you can see, and if you're looking to the AA name value, it's indicated the pause. Now, if we're gonna end the video and hit highlight, the replay will be still found. So I would like to find just this replay button, not the pause. I would like to create a selector which is only valid for the replay. So let's try to build that together. And again, the AA name is still paused. Now this one is a side effect because there is actually a delay between when you click on the element and when UiPath Explorer is exploring all the attributes of that selected element. And as you can see right now, we do have again pause and we have a K. Now if I go at the end of the video and hit again indicate element, click on the same element, now you can see that the AA name is replay. So this confirms that the same element, the same existing element has two behaviors, the replay and play. Now if you're just gonna make as a reference this element and try to find any other attributes which are related to replay, which in this case, I don't find any. This one, it's a play button, it's a YouTube button. You can take this class. I don't want to use the title, is leave, so parent class, no. Click on the save. Now what you'll notice is that this element is not valid. And I expect to have this behavior because I'm looking only for the replay button. So I'm gonna go again, go at the end, and hit on the validate. Okay, I probably need to have the clip finish. Okay, now we do have a lot of ads. Let's skip to the next one. And hit validate. Again, validate, yeah, and it works. The element has been found correctly. Now great, so we know that we do have some solid selectors here. Let's go to the next step.